If your team is flat out, calendars are full, and yet the things that actually move the business forward keep getting pushed back, this episode is for you. So let's paint the picture. Everyone's at capacity. That's what you keep hearing. Calendars are full, people are busy, and everybody in the team seems stretched. And yet the work that actually moves the business forward keeps getting pushed backwards. Projects that matter drift, improvements never quite happen, and decisions always seem to circle their way back to you. So you step back in, you unblock things, you make the call, you push it forwards. And what's frustrating about this is it doesn't feel like laziness or incompetence from your team, so it feels confusing. There's effort everywhere, but very little outcome to show for it. And when owners sit with this long enough, they usually jump to one of a few conclusions. So the first is that we just don't have enough people. So you hire more people. But instead of creating space, hiring often creates cost, communication overhead, and more things to manage without actually freeing up any of your time. The second conclusion is maybe I've got the wrong people. So that leads to frustration, second guessing, and a quiet erosion of trust, even though most of the time the team is genuinely trying to do a good job. And the third is the hardest one to admit, and that is that maybe you care more than they do. And that belief is exhausting because once you think that and believe that, everything has to come back to you by default. Now, here's the reframe that most business owners miss. Busy teams aren't unfocused because they're lazy. They're unfocused because everything feels important. And when nothing is clearly prioritized, people default to activity. So firefighting wins and deep, meaningful work loses. And there's another human layer to this. Most people don't like to look idle. So if they're not clear on what really matters, they'll fill their time with things that look productive: emails, meetings, small tasks, admin, tidy ups, etc. Then when you come along and ask for something that's important, genuinely important, they're already at capacity, not because the work matters, but because their time has been filled. So from the outside, it looks like busyness. From the inside, it's a lack of direction. This tends to show up most clearly once a business hits around 10 to 50 employees. Early on, things work because you drive everything. You're around everybody. You set the direction. You decide the priorities. You move things forwards by force of will. But as that team grows, your direction gets diluted. You assume that people just know what matters, and they don't. They can't read your mind. So they stay busy with the wrong things. Now, this isn't a failure. It's a normal stage of growth. But if nothing changes, there's going to be some real serious consequences. First of all, teams are going to burn out because they're busy, but they don't feel like they're getting anywhere. And you're going to get pulled deeper into the day-to-day operations because a bigger team creates more issues, not fewer, when the direction isn't clear. Progress is going to slow even further because there's no time or energy left to work on the business, and your profit and cash is going to suffer because you're paying for effort that isn't translating into results. And the business just becomes harder and harder to step away from, not because people don't care, but because the business hasn't been set up to turn effort into outcomes. The important thing to know is this is common and it's solvable, and it's not about working harder. It's about how the business is set up and how you communicate to your team as a leader. Once this is fixed, effort starts turning into progress again. And if you want to know exactly how to fix it, there's a step-by-step walkthrough on our homepage that shows you how to systemize and structure your business for clarity in 90 days so that your team are delivering without having to rely on you. I'll put the link to it in the notes on this video.